Nagpal. This is my Panamera Turbo and I'm going to launch it. Hey guys, welcome to iGyaan. My name is Bharat Nagpal. This is my Panamera Turbo, and today I'm going to take you through the Panamera Turbo and tell you some of the coolest things that I like about the car, and some of the things that make it really special for me, as well as things that I've got optioned out on the outside as well as on the inside. So let's quickly get started. Okay guys, so this is the Panamera Turbo. Now this is a 4-liter V8 with a 550 horsepower, and it's a twin turbo, so it makes it really quick and responsive as well. Now there are a few options, so I'll take you through some of them. Now these are the Matrix LED headlamps. This is known as the PDLS Plus. This is an option that is an add-on on the existing car. The brakes on this are 6-piston brakes on the front. You can see the red calipers. You can also customize the calipers. I could have gone for the carbon ceramics, but in India they're an 18 lakh option. And since I'm not going to be tracking this car or driving it like a maniac, I decided to stay away from it. Of course, we have the spoiler over here. The spoiler deploys at speeds upwards of 80 kilometers an hour, and you can also manually deploy it, as I have done over here. So another option is the double panel windows. These are thermally and noise insulated, so they keep the heat out as well as most of the noise out. If you roll down the window, you'll see that the glass is 2 layers, and it really keeps the sound out and keeps the sort of cockpit insulated from audio as well as from the heat. Another thing that I did get optioned out is the rear steering. So this car turns in if you're going at slow speeds really quickly, like a forklift, so the wheels go in the opposite direction on the back for a faster turn. But if you're going fast, the wheels go in the same direction as the front tires to get better grip. And this, because it's an all-wheel drive, it has really good traction, almost no slippage of any kind, no oversteer, no understeer, really planted when I drive it. It's one of the best driving cars that I have driven, which is one of the reasons that I chose to get this. So this does have dynamic chassis control. It's called a PSM, and it does individually adjust each wheel depending on the road conditions. You do have an adaptive suspension as well, and you can raise it quite a bit, but at the highest point you can only drive it at about 30 kilometers per hour. And then it comes down to the medium setting, which is for everyday use. I do have to lift it if I reach a speed bump, which is too steep, and I have managed to scrape the underbody once or twice on this car. The wheels, I've already spoken about it. I have special wheels on order. They're on their way. So once they're here, I'll show you what those look like. They will look really amazing on this color of the car as well. So this is the key of the car. As you can see, it's sort of shaped like the car itself. I do have the carbon fiber sort of key cover on it. Again, this is an option. It's a fairly expensive option just to get this. But not only does it look good, it's made out of actual carbon fiber, so it is pretty impressive. The key is also really nice to look at. You can unlock, lock and open the trunk from here. Not a lot of other options. You do have some BMW cars that let you move the car forward and back, but with this, you don't want to let any robot move your car. You want to move it yourself. So let's unlock the car and let's go for a drive. Okay, so here we are on the inside. I do have an inspection light here. I need to take it to the dealership to check out what's going on with that. So this is what the dashboard looks like. You do have lots of options. So you do have 2 digital screens on either side, but in the typical Porsche race car legacy, you do have a tachometer right in the center, so you can see your RPM at all times, so you know when to shift. The red line on this car is at 7,000 RPM, which is absolutely crazy. And you can see over here, the screens have a few options. So on the right side, you can really jump around between certain things. So we do have a trip meter here. Of course, you can get your navigation right here. some of the things like a sports chrono package that I have. It lets you lap your time, and you can do that with this along with this. So this turns into a sports chrono and a stopwatch if you start it up. Let me do that for you guys so you can see that this turns into a stopwatch, and then when you stop it and reset it, it goes back into a clock. It sort of takes a second, and then you'll see that it returns to the seconds timer, and then we have a digital clock, and this becomes the second timer. You of course get your G-forces here as well. Let me get back into that. So you can get your G-force at all times and a compass telling you which direction you're going in case you forget. And then you also get the rear wheel bias information. So since this car is rear wheel biased, it will show you how much of it is using the front wheel and how much of it is using the rear wheels. For traction, you can get that information here, as well as tire information. So tire pressure information comes in here as well. Now this is the main infotainment. This is what makes the car really exciting for me, because this massive 12-inch infotainment panel, in fact this is the same infotainment panel that you see on the new Bentley Continental GT and the new Flying Spur as well. You have everything that is controlled for the car directly from here. So I can turn on the sports exhaust from here again, which was an option. So the sports chrono package, the sports exhaust, all of these were options on the car. Like I said, I have the lift settings over here as well, because if I need to go over a bump, I can just tap that and the car starts to move up. Now you can control everything for the car from here. Of course, you do have the ability to make phone calls. My phone is connected, and I also have a SIM card in the car right now. But navigation, as you can see, massive screen for navigation, pretty responsive as well. Behaves like a tablet. You can sort of move around, do whatever. Lots of driving options here as well. Like I said, you can manually deploy or close up the spoiler from here, or it automatically deploys upwards of 100 kilometers per hour. You can set your chassis, you can set your driving style. Sports exhaust settings are here as well. Now the climate, this is something really interesting. A lot of people hate it, but I kind of like it. It's sort of gimmicky. You can control the center vent only from the touchscreen. So if you look at this, these are all motorized, and they can only be controlled from the touchscreen, which is kind of annoying. So if you're somebody who's used to sort of manually moving this, you can't, because you have to sort of go through the touchscreen and move the vents. But it's kind of cool. I like it. Some car settings, we do have a blind in the rear as well, so we can roll it up from here. This is the typical shifter. This comes from the GT3 RS. This is an 8-speed automatic, and like a real race car, if you put it in manual mode, it's down for up and up for down, which means that when you pull down, you go into a higher gear, and when you pull up, you go into a lower gear. Now for the interior, I did go with the dual tone finish. This also is an option. So I've got the Bordeaux red leather seats. We've got black leather here with a Bordeaux red stitch to match the red leather at the bottom. So the entire car, all the seats are in Bordeaux red. Looks amazing, feels amazing, really soft leather, really good quality. The top of the car and the entire roof liner is made out of Alcantara, and it feels really nice and plush. It's a really soft material, and it's again used in race cars, so it looks good. And the entire roof liner is basically Alcantara. Again, this is an option that you can option out if you're interested in getting a Porsche car. You can go to the Porsche website and look at all of these options and customize your own car. So if you're getting any Porsche, in fact even a Macan, you can customize it from the website. I did go for the piano black finish over here. It is annoying because it is easy to scratch, but I did get this PPF'd as well. You must have seen it in the PPF video, so it sort of remains glossy. The materials on the dashboard and the steering wheel are really good. In fact, from the previous generation of the Porsche steering wheel, the one that I had on my Cayenne had a lot of plastic over here, but this has now metal. This is solid metal bits over here, as well as the paddle shifters. Everything is made out of metal. It's really nice. I do have a mode control dial over here, so it switches from basic dynamic mode to individual settings that I have set over here. I also have a Sports Plus, which you basically have everything in the sportier settings, and then a standard sport mode. There's also a 20-second boost, so if you're at speed in the Sports Plus mode or any other mode and you want some more speed, you can just press this and you get 20-second boost. Everything can be set, so we have memory seats, so 3 settings for the seats, along with this solid metal door opening thing over here. Window controls are on my right. Really nice materials, really good driving position, one of the best driving positions. Again, coming from a Porsche sort of driving background, I've been driving the Cayenne for so long. From that, this is a much better driving position. And I was looking for a driving position that could up the Cayenne, and I went through almost all the other brands. I think Porsche still has the best driving positions. The way the steering wheel is, the way the car is designed, and the way you sit in it. I think this is the best driving position as far as all of that is concerned. So here in the back seat, guys, also lots of really cool features. Of course, you do have blinds here as well, so you can sort of lower them or raise them. These are motorized. And then in the back here, you can see we have some controls for the back seat as well. So I have controls over the airspeed. I can also control the vent here. Again, same as the front, I can sort of move it around and focus it in the direction. I can also get diffused air instead of focused air if I want. If I go into comfort, I can set the style of the air and the air comfort as well. And then I also have some seat controls over here. I can move the position of the passenger seat, so I can tap on this and sort of move the front seat back or forward. So if I say seat forward, the entire seat starts to move forward. Now there's also a really cool design for the cup holder, so you can open this up, really well engineered. So you can see the cup holders, but these are narrow, so you can press this on the inside and these come up a little bit. So now you can hold the drinks and it'll hold them properly. Once you're ready to put it away, you can sort of press down. And you also have USB ports and a 12-volt socket on the back. Really cool design over here. And if you want an armrest, you can also pull this down. You can see that this is a pretty standard armrest. You do have some storage in here as well. And of course, I have a dedicated sunroof control for the rear sunroof as well. So I can press this and sort of open the sunroof as well. And now the rear seats can also be controlled. So I do have switches on the left of the seat to sort of move the seat forward and back. They're over here on the bottom somewhere. So if you want to move the seats back, and you also have memory for all the seats. Again, you can see solid metal door handles over here. Really nice. Air from the side, you do have a coat hanger here as well. And another coat hanger in this. The lights are also nice. They are LED lights on the back of the car as well. So you can turn on the LED lights from here. And like I said, you can see the Alcantara on the back. Really nice. Let's talk about numbers. Let's go for a drive now finally. So we're in, I'll put it in my settings. So you can hear the exhaust. I do have the Sports Chrono package with the sports exhaust. So the company installs a sports exhaust, but because we're on the inside, because of the insulated glass, you can't hear it much on the inside, but on the outside, it's fairly loud. Not the loudest, not as good as a straight pipe custom exhaust, but I may do that once the warranty runs out. But for now, it's really nice. It sounds amazing. And you do hear crackles and pops, but not when the windows are up. And speaking of the windows being up, you can hear how quiet the cabin is despite this being a very loud car. So this is 550 horsepower. That is more than any car that I have ever owned. The maximum I've had is the 420 on my Cayenne. So this at 550 is insane amounts of power. It does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour or 60 miles per hour approximately in about 3.6 seconds officially. I've done it in about 3.4 with launch control. You can do it faster. I didn't have an opportunity to do it, but you can do it faster, and with a little bit of a tune, with a little bit of a remap of the ECU, you can bring it down to almost close to 3.1 seconds, which is insane for a car that has a 4-liter V8 twin turbo. So the beauty of the Panamera is that it's a 4-door, 4-seater sports car. It does have a front engine, but it drives like a rear engine car. It's absolutely brilliant to drive. Because of the rear steering, it has so much traction, no oversteer, no understeer. And this is a drivable car. You can actually drive this every day, which is what I plan to do with my car. I could have gone and picked a 2-door sports car. I could have picked a Huracan or a Ferrari or something like that. But this is a car that you can actually drive. On the outside, I chose the Volcano gray color. It's understated. It doesn't scream sports car, and that is exactly what I wanted. So when I take this, it doesn't catch your eye until you hear it, until you see the headlights, It's very understated. You can sort of, it looks like a sedan, but it's not, and that is the beauty of the Panamera. So this does have a panoramic sunroof, even though it's a split sunroof on the inside. It's a full glass on the top. Again, something that coming from the Cayenne I'm used to, so that is an option. There are certain things that I wanted in this which were really expensive options, including massaging seats, including cooled seats, so decided to skip those, but I feel that they'll be useful in the summer because it gets really hot here, and with the leather seats they will come in handy. This does have ambient lighting as well, so you can change the color of the lights. They're more visible at night. You can't really see them in the day as much, but you do have ambient lighting, so you can get different colors like a blue on the door, in the footwell, some light trim around the dash. It looks kind of nice as well. I do have a custom mount for the phone because this car doesn't have a lot of storage space as well. This is made by a company called ProClip, so if anyone is looking for a custom mount for their car, ProClip makes it for cars that don't really have a lot of storage. I have something similar on my Cayenne for mounting the iPad as well. Now this car, just like the GT3 RS, has an 8-speed PDK, which is Porsche's dual clutch transmission. It's super responsive, like I can switch on the fly. It changes gears so quickly that you don't even notice it. It's one of the fastest, it's one of the best dual clutch systems. It's one of the more popular dual clutch systems as well, and Porsche was one of the first guys to pop in a dual clutch, which is what makes Porsche so special. So a lot of things taken from the GT3 RS, including the transmission, including the new steering wheel, including the sports exhaust. Everything comes from racing legacy into this Panamera Turbo, which makes it a really fun car to drive. And it really goes. This is me in not even full sports mode, going really fast. If I put it in Sports Plus, I can go even faster. And you can hear the exhaust sort of open up and give me that experience that I'm looking for. Another thing that you can do in this car again and again, and it's something that I really enjoy, and even though I've not done this enough, but you can do this non-stop. In fact, when I went to the track with Porsche, they had a car specifically designed to do launch controls, which is what I'm going to show you right now. So to launch the car, you put the car in Sports Plus mode, you put your left foot on the brake all the way, you press the accelerator with your right foot, it says launch control activated, you let go of the brake and the car just goes. And oh my God, you can feel the G-forces in your stomach, in your brain, everything moves around, and I'm already crossing 100 already. And so this car is super fast. Before you can even think, it goes. And the beauty of the launch control is that I can just stop the car right now and put my left foot on the brake again, put my right foot on the accelerator. It says launch control activated. I can go again. And oh my God. Whoa! So yeah, you can do this endlessly. You can do this throughout your day. It never gets old. It is super fast to launch, and you can launch again and again. And this car has just enough power to keep you satisfied. And despite that, I can just put it in comfort mode, turn the exhaust off, and I can drive it home. After doing hundreds of launch controls, I can simply drive the car home, which is what makes this a really, really special car for me. And this is with the exhaust off. So there you go, guys. That was a quick video detailing the Porsche Panamera Turbo. A lot of you guys were asking for it. Hopefully that sort of helps. Of course, I'll be giving a long-term review for this car and much more content for the Panamera coming on the channel. I'm also really interested in checking out more cars, also doing some more car content. Electric vehicles is something that I'm really interested in, and I'll be checking those going forward if you guys are interested in any of that. If you guys also want us to check out a particular car that you guys are interested in, do let us know in the comment section below. I don't want to do everyday cars. I'm more interested in checking out some fun, unique cars. So I'm open to suggestions. You can leave those in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, want to see some more of this content, we'll be bringing up some more car content, of course. Do let us know, and smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification icon to get notified each time we upload a new video. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.